Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at all the ways this generation-defining musical has changed Broadway, for good. Minor spoilers to come.
So let's start, 'cause you've got an awfully long way to go.
It spawned the era of musical retellings. Adaptations are nothing new for Broadway. In fact, the majority of all musicals are adaptations of some kind. Wicked itself is based on the novel by Gregory Maguire, but the success of Wicked definitely led to quirkier book-to-musical retellings.
And with an assist from me to be who you'll be, instead of dreary who you were, well, are. There's nothing that can stop you from becoming popular.
Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812 only adapted a sliver of Tolstoy's War and Peace, for instance. The musical adaptation of Matilda also took liberties with Roald Dahl's work. While overall faithful to the source material, these musicals have more of an interpretive slant than in previous generations. And of course, you have your actual Wicked parodies and homages. StarKid Productions' Twisted musical, following Aladdin's Jafar, now a misunderstood royal vizier.
Let them twist my words, let the people scorn me. Who cares if no one will ever mourn me?
With the recent viral success of Epic the Musical, itself a musical interpretation of Homer's The Odyssey, it's clear Wicked's influence is still going strong.
That my world is all about to change. Is it finally time for the challenge I arranged?
More female empowerment themes. While some musicals before Wicked had feminist themes, this was one of the few that really gave us a truly inspiring heroine.
Unlimited, together we're unlimited. Together we'll be the greatest team there's ever been.
Elphaba Throp's unconventional looks and passion for justice lead Oz's corrupt elite to smear her as the infamous Wicked Witch of the West. The undoubted highlight of the show is when Elphaba finally breaks free from societal convention and decides to strike out on her own.
And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down.
This rich theme of female empowerment in the face of massive societal disapproval is echoed in later musicals. There's Elle Woods defying dumb blonde stereotypes and finding her true vocation in Legally Blonde. Misunderstood historical figures also get a voice in Six, with Henry VIII's wives telling their side of the story. Overall, it's a very good decade for musicals about female empowerment, and it's all thanks to Wicked.
But now we're one of a kind, no categories, and yes, most in the story we're afraid to take our crown and glory.
More female leads. Before Wicked, the typical pattern for Broadway women was the leading lady, usually a soprano in the main A plot, and her friend or relative, usually a mezzo in a comic B plot.
How can I be what I ain't? I can't say no.
We see this pattern occur in Oklahoma and Carousel, but also West Side Story and Guys and Dolls. Wicked, with its female co-leads, subverted this. Since then, musicals with female leads or even a majority female cast have been more common in recent years. Heathers and Mean Girls, both film to musical adaptations, are definitely the direct result of Wicked's influence, complete with similar high school mean girl dynamics. And as mentioned before, Six focuses exclusively on the 6 wives of Henry VIII, with no other characters to distract us from the Queen's fabulousness. Broadway still has ways to go before true parody, but things have definitely improved in recent years.
To the show, to the history mix, to switching up the flow as we add the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be six alive.
More diverse perspectives. It's hard not to see an allegory of the racialized outsider in Wicked's green heroine and her trials and tribulations.
Maybe some of us are just different.
Well, it seems the artichoke is steamed.
Broadway musicals have been tackling the issue of racism and centering marginalized characters as early as Kern and Hammerstein's Showboat and Gershwin's Porgy and Bess. Although Wicked operates on a metaphorical level, its success has led to more musicals focusing on similar themes of difference and identity. There's Kander and Ebb's last musical, The Scottsboro Boys, about the infamous trial. Lin-Manuel Miranda began his flourishing career with In the Heights, following a Dominican-American neighborhood of Washington Heights.
In the heights, I hang my flag upon display.
His breakout hit Hamilton famously gained praise with its color-forward cast. Broadway's interest in marginalized narratives still goes strong, although its desire is often more than its actions. Still, we have Wicked to thank for that.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And when I meet Thomas Jefferson, I'ma compel him to include women in the sequel. Right!
Record box office and international productions. More pertinent to Broadway itself, however, is Wicked's tremendous earnings. It broke even in 15 months and to this day earns $1.6 million a week, breaking the record held by the producers.
They called me wonderful, so I said wonderful, if you insist.
Wicked's North American tour was also very successful, becoming the longest-running Broadway musical in Chicago. In 2023, the musical surpassed Cats as the fourth longest-running Broadway show in history. International productions have also been successful. Wilhelmine Verkijk's powerhouse vocals in the 2007 German production must be heard to be believed.
Was nützen die Sprüche? Ich weiß nicht mal, was ich sage. Was wende ich an aus dem Trickarsenal? Fiero, wo bist du?
Dana Paula in the Mexican production became the youngest Elphaba to grace the stage, performing the role at just 18 years old.
Iré en contra de la gravedad. Lo haré en contra de la gravedad. Y no me bajas ya.
Non-replica productions in Japan and Brazil have also been staged. It's clear Wicked has become Broadway's most lucrative musical and export to date. Producers and executives rejoice. Belty pop scores became fashionable. Stephen Schwartz's score is definitely not the first to showcase soaring pop vocals or even fun coloratura riffs. The love affair between Broadway musicals and high and long notes is legendary by now. But it's hard not to notice Wicked's distinctive pop sound in subsequent musicals, especially its iconic Defying Gravity battle cry. Wicked officially ushered in the era of the pop belt, with all kinds of musicals taking time to showcase their performers' stellar vocals and riffs. And let's not forget the most Defying Gravity coded song ever to come out of Disney.
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore.
That's right, Frozen's clear thematic and score parallels to Wicked have not gone unnoticed. Idina Menzel was even the voice actress of yet another troubled magical girl whose name starts with an E. Frozen also made it to Broadway, with Let It Go ending on a big high note, just like Defying Gravity.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Amazing. More musicals with complex themes. Wicked the musical is certainly a simplified and even Disney-fied version of Gregory Maguire's masterful but very adult novel about the nature of evil. But the show does offer sharp critiques about the power of propaganda to obscure the truth and derail the pursuit of justice.
When I first got here, there was discord, there was discontent. And back where I come from, everybody knows that the best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
There's also the allure of power and privilege, exemplified by the ambitious Glinda and eventually rejected by the principled Elphaba. Dark themes in musicals are nothing new, of course, but it's clear Broadway's typical musical comedy is becoming more fraught with thematic consequence.
I miss the mountains. I miss the highs and lows.
The cult hit Ride the Cyclone follows a group of teenagers after they die at an amusement park. Weeper hits like Next to Normal and Dear Evan Hansen explored mental health issues. With pop scores and dark material, it is clear that subsequent musicals have taken a page from Wicked's grimmery.
On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window.
More musicals with political themes. Wicked is a very political work. There is Maguire's political thriller of a novel, of course, but even L. Frank Baum's original book has also lent itself to political interpretations.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Political musicals are nothing new to Broadway. A mid-2000s Broadway, inundated with Disney musicals and tourist-friendly shows, Wicked's Disney-friendly plot, coupled with its sharply political themes, stood out. Subsequent politically themed musicals have followed suit. Hadestown reinterprets the Orpheus and Eurydice myth in terms of 1920s Great Depression-era politics, with clear parallels to our own politics.
How does the wall keep us free? The wall keeps out the enemy, and we build the wall to keep us free. That's why we build the wall to keep us free.
Hamilton proudly wears its neoliberal pro-immigrant politics on its sleeve. Whether lightly or heavily developed, most Broadway musicals nowadays have more of a political bite, even if their subject isn't overtly so.
Monsieur Hamilton,
Monsieur Lafayette!
in command where you belong.
Are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field. We've had quite a run.
Immigrants, we
Get the job done.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Behind the Emerald Curtain Tour Show. There have been many behind-the-scenes featurettes and interviews for Broadway shows.
Sometimes it could be very moving and serious, and sometimes it was very pop and light and funny. And it turns on a dime in this show, and to navigate that is very, very hard.
But few Broadway musicals have a full show on how they actually staged the musical. Created by longtime cast member Sean McCourt and swing Anthony Galdi, the show is 90 minutes focused on how exactly Wicked is produced and mounted on the stage.
The thing with the show that's really interesting for me was finding different vocabulary and stylistic ways of moving the characters.
There are many interesting and insightful details on the hair and makeup, especially creating the green paint for Elphaba's skin. But there are also special problems Wicked as a production had to resolve. There is Elphaba's magic, of course, but also the creation of the flying monkeys, the wizard's Oz head, and the clock of the time travel dragon.
He showed me some of the Oz sketches, and he asked me to kind of come up with some kind of huge metallic dragon that made serpentine movements and mouth open and closed and wings flapped.
If your favorite musical has a behind-the-scenes featurette of some kind, you can thank Wicked for that.
And you get this thunderous applause. The first time that happened in San Francisco, I was literally like blown away. As a theater artist, that's what we do. That's the payoff.
Which other ways do you see the Wicked influence on Broadway? Let us know in the comments down below.